Now is Congressman Jim Jordan, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee and member of the Oversight Committee. Congressman, what can you tell us tonight about how these two stories, the visitor logs to the Biden at home in Delaware and the Penn Biden Center issue with the Chinese donations to the university itself?
Well, I'll start with the latter. So first of all, we know that it's been reported that China gave millions of dollars to the University of Pennsylvania. It's been reported that China gave millions of dollars to the University of Pennsylvania and to the Biden Center at the University of Pennsylvania. Then we know, of course, classified documents were found at the University of Pennsylvania Biden Center. And then we know when Joe Biden became president of the United States, he made the president of the University of Pennsylvania the ambassador to Germany. And now the University of Pennsylvania says, oh, we don't know anything about donations from China. None of that makes sense. I mean, that answer makes no sense. So Chairman Comer is going to get the records of who gave money to the University of Pennsylvania. He's determined to do that. And to the former question, he is specifically looking to get the visitor records from the Secret Service of who went to Joe Biden's home and then also who had access to the Penn Biden Center at the University of Pennsylvania.
Were you surprised, sir, that the White House's response on the visitor log question to Biden's home, they were so dismissive, saying they don't exist? Well, of course, he has secret.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know he has Secret Service protection for life, and we know that they have a record of everyone who comes in contact with him. So why would they have said that, do you think?
I think everyone is surprised at every response we have gotten from the White House. Everyone's surprised at how this whole thing is unfolded. I still don't know the answer to why they were looking in the first place. What prompted them to go look on November 2nd at the Penn Biden Center for whatever they were looking for, or were they specifically going to look for classified documents that may have been there? I don't know the answers. There's all kinds of questions we don't know the answer to. I do think it's interesting, and this is what we'll be looking at in the Judiciary Committee. I do think it's interesting how the DOJ has responded. We've seen all kinds of things that seem inconsistent. Why didn't they accompany the lawyers when they went to pick up the classified documents? I have no idea why they didn't do that. So there's all kinds of questions there. But my gut tells me the reason we see these inconsistencies from the Department of Justice is because this is the same Department of Justice that spied on parents and targeted parents. This is the same Department of Justice that paid Twitter $3.4 million to censor information and keep it from the American people. This is the same Department of Justice that we believe has retaliated against the very whistleblowers from the FBI who've come talk to us about how political that place has become. So I guess we shouldn't be surprised when we see what we have now witnessed from the DOJ relative to the classified documents and Joe Biden.
Now, one of the arguments being put forth kind of in defense of Biden is this, watch.
This kind of classified spillage happens almost literally every day, and most of the time it's completely accidental. Most of these cases are dealt with administratively, internally, with a simple conversation with the security officer at the agency in question.
Congressman, do you agree that this is most likely just an administrative error?
Well, it sure doesn't seem like it. And if you're not President of the United States, if you're not Secretary Clinton, you don't get treated the way that these individuals have. There have been all kinds of examples where people who work for in our national security apparatus, when they do something wrong on classified documents, they get severely punished. So I don't go along with that. But again, that's what they're going to say. What I do know is what the American people see, which is this different treatment for Biden and President Trump. And I always point to the example with Secretary Clinton, because I remember specifically asking this question when we were on the Benghazi committee to Secretary Clinton. I said, you got 60-some thousand emails on your personal computer, on your personal server. We don't need to see the personal things. We believe in privacy. We should protect that. But we don't exactly trust you and your lawyers to give us everything we're entitled to see, and more importantly, the American people are entitled to see. So how about we do it this way? How about we pick a neutral third party like a retired federal judge to examine all 60,000? They'll decide. And of course, she said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to decide. Me and my lawyers are going to decide. And she destroyed 30,000 emails. And then compare that to President Trump. He didn't get to have his lawyers decide. He didn't even get to have a neutral third party. They just came to his residence and took pictures of it with helicopters and CNN cameras everywhere. That is what frustrates America so much. And it's why we're going to do the investigation we need to do to make sure this kind of stuff stops.
All right, Congressman, good to see you tonight. Thank you.